Hi there, welcome to this tutorial for the ukulele play-alongs of Edelweiss from The Sound of Music that you can find on the UkePlayAlongs channel. In this video, I will demonstrate the chords you need to play the song on GCEA ukulele, then the chords you need to play the song on baritone DGBE ukulele, and then we'll talk a little bit about strumming. If you want to support the work that I do here on YouTube and in the ukulele world, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like this video. Second, you can subscribe to both of my YouTube channels, the UkeStuff channel and the UkePlayAlongs channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at www.buymeacoffee.com/UkeStuff, or you can make a donation right here on YouTube. I also have a number of books available for sale that you can find at Apple Books, Amazon Kindle, in print from Amazon, and at my buymeacoffee.com/UkeStuff page. That includes 3 books of chord melodies, so a book of hymns, a book of carols, a book of other ukulele songs, a beginner ukulele book, and a children's book that I released in the summer of 2026 entitled Yuki Learns the Ukulele. All right, let's begin with the chords you need to play Edelweiss from The Sound of Music on GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. First of all, you'll need the G chord. You'll need the D7 chord, and this is something we actually call the Hawaiian D7. There's actually not a D in the chord itself. Your ear provides it. 2-finger chord, a C chord, an E minor chord. Now, just as a note with the E minor chord, if you're playing a low G GCEA ukulele, you might want to use a 4-finger chord there instead of a 3-finger chord. In that case, you'd leave fingers 1 and 2 in the same spot, but finger 3 would reach over and play the 4th-string 4th fret, and the pinky would play the 3rd-string 4th fret. Then we have an A minor chord, an A7 chord, a D minor chord, which is an F chord with an extra finger, and then a C minor chord. And on this one, you take your 1st finger, put across all 4 strings right above the 3rd fret on your ukulele, or in that 3rd box, close to that bottom part of that box, or right above the fret. Pull against the fretboard this way, add your thumb for some light support, and that's your C minor chord. You could play a full C minor chord as well, but it doesn't really help you out much there, so you might as well use just the partial bar chord. And those are the 8 chords you need to play Edelweiss from The Sound of Music on GCEA soprano concert or tenor ukulele. Now let's talk about baritone. All right, on baritone, we're going to start with the G chord, a D7 chord, a C chord, an E minor chord, the A minor chord, which is your C chord plus a finger, the A7, you can cover all 4 strings right above the 2nd fret, pull against the fretboard this way, add your thumb for some light support, and then add the 2nd finger to the 1st string 3rd fret. You could also play that as a 2-finger chord if you would like to. In the GCEA world, we would call that a Hawaiian D7. So this would make this sort of a Hawaiian A7 on baritone if you want to do that. So it's sort of like playing your D chord, but you don't add your ring finger and you play strings 4 and 2 instead. You could play that as well. Then a D minor chord, and then a C minor chord. Now with the C minor chord, it's not as hard as you think. First of all, if you think about what I was just talking about with that Hawaiian A7 chord, if you just slide up 1 fret, and then add your pinky to the 1st string, 3rd fret, that's that C minor chord. And those are the 8 chords you need to play Edelweiss on baritone DGBE ukulele. Now let's talk about strumming. Now, as it comes to strumming, first and foremost, there was no ukulele in the original version of this song, so there is not one single correct answer. Second, the guitar was used. So with that in mind, you cannot replicate what is happening on the guitar, even with a baritone ukulele, because they're using those bass strings on the guitar as a boom chick chick in a 3 tempo. It's a waltz, it's a slow waltz, right? That's what we have going on here. With those 2 things in mind, there are some rules when it comes to strumming. First of all, play the right chord at the right time. Second, keep a steady tempo, which is a little tricky with this song because it does ebb and flow a little bit. And third, make sure that whatever you are playing matches the style of the music, because there are some ways you can strum that don't fit. So as long as you're playing something that works, even if it's just one strum per chord, that's fine. However, if you can't figure out a pattern that you like yourself, here are a couple of ideas for you. First of all, you could just do down strums. So I'm going to use the first 4 chords of the song as an example through this. So you could just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would work very well, just down strums. The other thing you can do is you could pick the lowest note, which on GCEA ukulele is either going to be the 3rd string on a high G or the 4th string on a low G GC ukulele. On a baritone it would be the 4th string generally as well. And just play the lowest note and then strum twice. So in this case I'm doing 3rd string, strum, strum, 3rd string, 3rd string, 3rd string. That would work well. Now let me get a low G to show you the difference. So on low G GC ukulele, the 3rd string is no longer the lowest string because I have a low G. So here's what I can do. I can go a 4th string, 4th string, 4th string, 4th string. Now you might ask, why not do a 3rd string and 4th string rotation? Because the pattern doesn't last long enough for that. I would need 2 measures at this tempo. I need to go. I don't have that much time with these chord changes in the song. So I'm just going to hit the lowest possible note. Now if you wanted to, you could work out with whatever instrument you were playing what the actual root of the chord is. So for example, on the G chord, it would be the 4th string or the 2nd string when you're playing the G chord. Now, if you're playing the D7 chord as a Hawaiian D7 chord, there is no D to play. So you would have to add the D chord somehow, maybe with the pinky. That sounds a little funny, does it not? Or you could play the normal D chord and play the 3rd string back to the 4th string, then the 3rd string, because that would be the root of the chord. You could do that as well, but most people don't have the time or the patience or the desire to want to figure all that out. And as we just saw with that Hawaiian D7 anyway, you don't have a root to play easily without changing into another chord. The D chord is not the same as the D7. It doesn't have the same feeling. You lose that D there, and then what do you do? What note do you choose? So that can be a little tricky, and of course it's always great if you play a song with a bassist that provides that note, that bass note on every chord. But we don't have that here in this case. So with those 2 ideas for strumming, whether it's just down strums or it's pick a string 2 strums, either one of those work great along with the chords that we've already learned, and you'll be all ready to go for Edelweiss from the Sound of Music on GCEA or DGBE ukulele. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll be back soon with some more Uke stuff for you.